Hello, everyone. We are Easy Allies. Welcome to the Immortals of Aveum preview. I'm your host, Michael Huber, joined by Bradley Ellis.
Yo.
Brad, I got to wake up early one morning and sit for about an hour remotely. I did not get any hands-on time. Right at the top, letting you know I did not get to play the game. I only saw the game online, so I wasn't even like at the studio or anything. Mm-hmm. None of that. So, got to see behind the scenes of Immortals of Aveum. And Brad, this game looks cool.
Yeah.
This game looks cool. The closest thing I can compare this to get everyone on the same page is Ghostwire Tokyo meets Call of Duty Fantasy. And that is how, that's kind of how the game came to be. The creative director of the game has worked on Dead Space and Call of Duties over the years. Mm-hmm. And when they were making one of the Call of Duties, he imagined, what if instead of guns, it was magic spells? Oh, what if instead of a jet, it's a dragon? This is an EA original. Mm-hmm. This is an indie game that's been in development for many, many years. It's a AAA indie game. They're throwing that around, that term. That's, ever since...
Some people have been doing that.
Yeah, ever since like Hellblade, maybe, kind of, like AAA indie game, right? So in it, you play as Jack, a battle mage. That is the actor Darren Barnett. And the reason I know him is because he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a little bit.
Okay.
So obviously I'm hyped.
Yeah.
And the show Never Have I Ever, high school drama, really, really good show. He's excellent in it. So I'm already attached to the lead, which is cool. So I'm in. But you play as Jack, a battle mage. I thought of Batman, Brad, because the tagline kind of is like, be the battle mage. Just like,
be the Batman.
Be the Batman. Be the battle mage. You're a battle mage from Lucium. And the thing about you is you can wield all the magic types. So there's red, blue, and green.
Okay.
And I think that's unique to his character. So I compare it to Ghostwire because it's like first-person magic-based combat. And the blue magic is like a pistol sniper type thing. Pew, 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 pew. Mm-hmm. Long range, good for that. The green one is like, what's the Halo gun? The Needler, kind of like that. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I saw him like shooting. It was like very fast. Like, almost like a machine gun. Like,
yeah, and it's like heat seeker too.
Yeah.
And then red is like your shotgun, like heavy blasts.
Yeah, cool.
And it just looks really punchy. Really cool. Again, I didn't get to put my hands on it, so I have no idea. But just audio visual of it is really striking and really cool, and it's not something you see very often. Obviously, I say Ghostwire, but I can't really think of even like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic way back in the day, like didn't have this much magic going on.
Yeah, movement, from what I saw, it looked like kind of ramped up. Not necessarily like Doom speed or anything like that, but it looked a little more quick than like Call of Duty, I guess. It looked like your character is going like to the side more. Yeah, kind of just zipping around.
You have the little grappling type bullet storm.
Which is bullet storm.
That's what I was thinking of. Like grapple
bullet
pull.
Storm. Yeah, okay.
So
some fun magic stuff you're wielding.
Definitely.
Now, so is this a single player game only?
That's what they said. Somebody asked in the live Q&A afterwards about multiplayer or co-op, and they gave the classic PR answer of like,
we're not talking about any of that today.
We're not talking about any of that today, but we're always trying new things. So they kind of like teased it without teasing it. Again, that's just my speculation.
To me, that seems like down the line. Yeah. After it's out, they might add something.
Yeah. Maybe add some like Ghost of Tsushima, like the raid mode or whatever. Add something like that.
Yeah.
But the combat looked cool.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Yeah. So you're Jack, you're trying to be a battle mage. Immortals, the titular Immortals, are basically the special forces of this world. They can wield the magic, and they get shit done. It's a single player game, over 25 hours.
Wow.
So this is a big game.
Huber, I like the sound of that.
RPG elements, Brad.
I like single player first person shoot. I guess like you're not using a gun, but you're still shooting stuff with your hand. But that sounds cool. I like that.
Big length for it.
That's a nice length.
Yeah, there's loot. They didn't go into all that stuff, but the numbers were going up. I did see one shot of some numbers going up. So loot and abilities. I'm not sure about like customization other than like your armor and stuff, because you're playing as that character.
Yeah.
But side quests as well. So it's got the whole, you know.
Did they say if it's like stage based or maybe not open world, but like?
Yeah, I think it's just like big environments.
Okay.
Yeah. So not like a true.
Did you see any like side quests? What they're kind of talking about? Or are they just saying it pretty much for now? Okay.
They didn't show that, Brad, but they did show some puzzles, which was actually pretty cool to kind of just like mix up the pacing. They went into a room. Laser puzzles.
Oh,
it was a laser puzzle, Brad, but it was basic. I started to sweat for a second, but it was a basic laser puzzle. It was basically they needed to align the two lasers to like hit these two things to open the door. And it was all about positioning. So they would like hit it and the lasers would kind of go askew. And then he like platformed up to a spot and did it from there. And then it hit the door open.
Okay.
So, you got all your hallmarks here: combat, exploration, puzzles, customization.
Yeah, sure.
So pretty sweet stuff. The setting is Aveum. And magic runs through this world. But there is a bottomless crater in like the middle of the planet that keeps growing. And that's kind of like the mysterious premise of the game. People kind of, political, definitely a political drama.
Cool.
And, kind of has that coming of age style stuff with Jack, the main character, like, finding himself, what he wants to be. And
yeah.
So yeah, the story looked pretty cool. There is in the crater, there's some like huge statue. No one knows where it comes from.
Okay.
It's like, what even is this? So some like Promethean Mass Effect alien shit. Who knows?
Traveler.
Yeah. The whip was called the Lash. You can like pull people to you and fight them. There are Furies as well. These are larger spells, Brad. And they drain your mana bar. The basic attacks do not. So I think you can just like
I was about to ask you about that.
Yeah, so I think you can just blast away with your normal magical attacks, but then these Fury moves, those are your big. Use those, and then you find crystals throughout the world to replenish your magic. And the enemy variety seemed pretty cool. There were like trash mobs, but then there were like more proficient magic wielding enemies. Then a small little boss fight I saw was like this big hulking enemy rushing at us, and they were dodging side to side and like shooting the weak points, and just looked really like one of those games, Brad, where I just like, it seems like it's gonna be kind of hard to stop playing this one. I don't know,
Sure. Yeah.
Just like this game seems like addicting and just fun to explore and fight and play.
Yeah, if the gameplay feels fluid and stuff, and spells, how fun they are. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some matching up the magical abilities with enemies. So like if they're red,
blue or something like that.
Yeah. So there's kind of that like RP, rock, paper, scissors type, or strengths and weaknesses towards that to encourage that gear, item, skill tree, optional pass, and hidden content, which is really cool. And Brad, it keeps getting better. They said you'll unlock new abilities and come back to old areas to find new explorable areas there.
Oh, sick.
Little Metroidvania action
that sounds
there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's pretty much it. I saw a brief gameplay of this. Basically the trailer everyone saw, and then just like a, truncated gameplay demo that was like 15 or so minutes of them just running
Did
through.
they say when they were trying to look to get this out or anything like that to you?
They didn't give an exact date.
Okay.
But
maybe
it
just this year.
seems like it's ramping up.
Okay.
They took the lid off this thing. They've been working on it a while.
Yeah.
And just like I'm always down for like to settle in the right situation. It's pretty tough when we're doing like a E3 reaction or like a reaction to a thing, and they go into like, we are this and we want to make this. I'm in the comfort of my own home, so they hit us with like the who are we, why do I want to make this game, and like everything they were saying felt true and right. It was like I want to make the game that I want to play. So they were just talking about like, Call of Duty with space
Magic,
wizards,
yeah.
basically.
Okay.
So
I guess just after all of this, how are you feeling about it? Optimistic?
I'm pretty optimistic. I'm definitely watching this game. My eye is on it. And, I do, like you were saying, just like first person, open world, I like. And I just think, I think the combat is really going to make or break this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. And everything I've seen is very encouraging. I think the combat looks sweet. But, once you factor in 5-10 hours of playing, does it maintain that level of fun? How do all the abilities and gear factor into combat? Is that meaningful, or am I just going to blast everyone away?
Right.
Does the enemy variety keep surprising us? Do they adapt to you getting stronger? So,
yeah.
I'm pretty into it, Brad.
Cool.
Yeah, and then you have, I think the main story focus too is like your little ragtag group. So you have your commander, and then like 2 other companions. They're all in charge of like a magic color, So I imagine the majority of the game will be like going on quests for them.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Getting
like
to
they'll
know
give you a
them.
quest and go and
Got it. Yeah, cool.
But I'm pretty hyped, and in 2023, I think it is cool to have a game that is borrowing from so many things, but still looks unique on its own. So there it is. That was the Immortals preview. And it definitely one to watch, and we will be checking back in with it as they show more.
Definitely.
And it gets closer to release. Thanks for watching.
The choice was to either kill you or turn you into a weapon against Rasharn.
Back up. Option A was to kill me?